Namaste, myself Mr. Birajdar Balasaheb, Assistant Professor, Department of Humanities and Science, Walchand Institute of Technology, Solapur. In this session, we will discuss linear differential equation of higher order with constant coefficients, part 2. Learning outcome. At the end of this session, students will be able to write complementary function of higher order linear differential equations. Let us pause the video for a while and write answer to the question. Question is, write an auxiliary equation of the differential equation d raised to 4y upon dx raised to 4 plus 8 d square y by dx square plus 16y is equal to sin x. Come back. I hope you written answer to this question. Let us see the solution. Here a differential coefficient d by dx equal to capital D, so that d raised to 4 y by dx raised to 4 can be written as d raised to 4 of y. D square y by dx square can be written as d square y. With these two notation, the given equation reduces to d raised to 4 of y plus 8 d square y plus 16y equal to sin x, and y is taken common in the left hand side. Therefore, in bracket d raised to 4 plus 8 d square plus 16 bracket close into y equal to sin x. This is now in the form of f of d into y equal to x of x. Here f of d is d raised to 4 plus 8 d square plus 16, and when we equate f of d equal to 0, we get a auxiliary equation, that is here d raised to 4 plus 8 d square plus 16 is equal to 0 is auxiliary equation for the given differential equation. Now let us start with complementary function. In short, we can write CF. The definition: it is the solution of homogeneous differential equation f of d into y equal to 0. It depends on nature of roots of an auxiliary equation f of d equal to 0. It contains an arbitrary constants like c1, c2, c3, etc. Number of such arbitrary constants equal to order of differential equation. There are two types of the roots, namely real roots and imaginary roots. We have f of d equal to 0 auxiliary equation, but for nth order differential equation f of d is a0 d raised to n plus a1 d raised to n minus 1 plus a2 d raised to n minus 2 plus dash 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 plus an minus 1 into d plus an equal to 0. To solve this equation, we have to factorize the left hand side. Here power of d is n, there are n factors are existing. Suppose d minus m1 into d minus m2 into d minus m3 and so on into d minus mn are n factors of the left hand side polynomial, and it is equal to 0. When product of factor equal to 0, then equate each factor equal to 0, we get values of d. Therefore, d minus m1 equal to 0 gives d equal to m1, d minus m2 equal to 0 gives d equal to m2, d minus m3 equal to 0 gives d equal to m3, and so on. D minus mn equal to 0 gives d equal to mn, where m1, m2, m3, m4 and so on mn are constant. So each value of d's are called as roots of an auxiliary equation. Now rules to write complementary function. Complementary function depends on nature of roots, and we know that there are two types of the roots, real roots and imaginary roots. Now first of all, see complementary function for real roots. Case 1. If all roots are real and distinct, then how to write a complementary function? Let us suppose m1, m2, m3, m4, etc., mn. These n roots are real and distinct. Then, while writing complementary function, the number of arbitrary constants c1, c2, etc. must be equal to number of roots or order of differential equation. Here there are n roots, hence we choose n arbitrary constant c1, c2, etc., cn, and then write complementary function as, you can take any root as a first root and any arbitrary constant. Here I can choose C1 is the arbitrary constant for m1 root, so that C1 e raised to m1 into independent variable x plus C2 into e raised to m2 into x plus C3 e raised to m3 into x plus and so on plus Cn into e raised to mn into x. So, this is the rule to write complementary function when roots are real and distinct. Now, case 2. Sometimes the roots may be real and repeated. Suppose first point, if suppose auxiliary equation f of d equal to 0 has the root m1 repeated twice. That means two roots m1 and m2 are real and equal, that is m1 equal to m2. Then how to write a complementary function? Here number of roots are 2, hence we choose two constants c1 and c2. When the roots are equal, then we arrange c1 and c2 in a bracket in the form that is cf equal to in bracket c1 into independent variable x plus c2 bracket close e to power m1 x, because m1 and m2 are same. Or you can arrange that c1 and c2 as also cf equal to c1 plus c2 into x bracket close e to power m1 x. Both are correct. Now point B. If three roots m1, m2, m3 are real and equal, that is m1 equal to m2 equal to m3, then three constants c1, c2, c3 can be arranged in the bracket as cf equal to in bracket c1 plus c2 into independent variable x plus c3 into x square bracket close and e to power m1 x and so on. Now complementary function for imaginary root. As we know that imaginary roots are always in a pair, that is of the type alpha plus or minus I beta, where alpha is real part, it may be positive, negative or 0, and beta is imaginary part, it is always positive. Now rules to write CF. Case 1, one pair of imaginary root, that is if alpha plus or minus I beta be a pair of imaginary root for the auxiliary equation, then in this pair there are two complex root alpha plus I beta and alpha minus I beta, so that two constants c1 and c2 is taken. Therefore, CF equal to c1 e raised to alpha plus I beta into x plus c2 e raised to alpha minus I beta x. Now we have to simplify it to get in standard form. In the right hand side e raised to alpha into x is common taken outside, and in bracket c1 e raised to I beta x plus c2 e raised to minus I beta x. Now we have to express e raised to I beta x and e raised to minus I beta x in terms of cos and sin using Euler's formula, e raised to I theta equal to cos theta plus I sin theta. That's why CF equal to e raised to alpha x in bracket c1 into bracket e raised to I beta x can be written as cos beta x plus I sin beta x bracket close plus c2 in bracket e raised to minus I beta x can be written as cos beta x minus I sin beta x bracket close and big bracket close. This is due to Euler's formula, e raised to plus or minus I theta can be written as cos theta plus or minus I sin theta. Now we have to simplify right hand side. CF equal to e raised to alpha x as it is, and in bracket collect in the coefficient of cos beta x, we get in bracket c1 plus c2 into cos beta x plus now collecting the coefficient of sin beta x, we get in bracket I c1 minus I c2 bracket close into sin beta x and then curly bracket close. Since c1, c2 are constant and I is imaginary constant, so that c1 plus c2 is another constant denoted by A, and I c1 minus I c2 is constant and it is denoted by B, so that CF equal to e raised to alpha x and in bracket A into cos beta x plus B into sin beta x. Hence, For one pair d equal to alpha plus or minus I beta of imaginary root, the complementary function can be written in the form Cf equal to e to power alpha x in bracket a cos beta x plus b sin beta x, where a and b are arbitrary constant, and treat this as a formula for Cf for one pair of imaginary root. Now case 2, repeated pairs of imaginary root. If alpha plus or minus I beta comma alpha plus or minus I beta are two equal pairs of imaginary roots for auxiliary equation, then totally there are 4 roots. Hence we need 4 constants C1, C2, C3 and C4. But these two pairs are equal. Hence to write Cf equal to e raised to alpha x in bracket. Now two constant we have to arrange in the coefficient of cos of beta x, that is in bracket C1 plus C2 into x and bracket close into cos beta x, plus remaining two constant C3 and C4 can be arranged in the coefficient of sin beta x, that is in bracket C3 plus C4 into x bracket close into sin beta x and then curly bracket close. So this is the complementary function for two equal pairs, and so on. Now case 3, if two distinct pairs of imaginary root, means if alpha plus or minus I beta and c plus or minus I d are two distinct pairs of imaginary roots, then while writing complementary function, write Cf for first pair alpha plus or minus I beta as e raised to alpha x in bracket C1 cos beta x plus C2 sin beta x bracket close, and plus Cf for second pair c plus or minus id as e raised to c into x and in bracket C3 cos dx plus C4 sin dx. So this is the way to write complementary function for imaginary pairs. Now let us consider one example. Find complementary function of a differential equation 2 into d square y by dx square plus dy by dx minus 6y equal to 0. Here d by dx is capital D, so that dy by dx equal to dy and d square y by dx square equal to d square y. With these notations, the given equation reduces to 2d square into y plus dy minus 6y equal to 0, and it is I can write as 2d square plus d minus 6, it is in bracket, and into y which is equal to 0. Now it is of the type f of d into y equal to x of x. Here f of d is 2d square plus d minus 6. To get auxiliary equation, equate f of d equal to 0. So we get 2d square plus d minus 6 equal to 0. Now we have to solve this equation. For solving, we factorize it so that 2d square plus d minus 6 equal to 0 can be written as 2d square plus 4d minus 3d minus 6 equal to 0, because 2 into minus 6 is minus 12 and factors of minus 12 is 4 into minus 3. Sum of 4 and minus 3 is plus d or plus 1d, and this is I can write 2d I will take common from first two term and in bracket d plus 2, then minus 3 is common from last two term in bracket d plus 2 which is equal to 0, then d plus 2 is common in bracket 2d minus 3 which is equal to 0, and 2d minus 3 equal to 0, d plus 2 equal to 0, which gives d equal to 3 by 2 and d equal to minus 2. These are the two roots which are real and distinct. Hence, let us suppose d equal to m1, it is 3 by 2, and d equal to m2 which is minus 2, and using case 1 of Cf, the Cf is C1 e raised to m1x plus C2 e raised to m2x, because two roots are there, two constants C1 and C2 we have to take. Hence, Cf equal to C1 e raised to 3 by 2 into x plus C2 into e raised to minus 2x is the complementary function. To prepare this video, I refer this book.